Azure management and deployment tools. In this class, we will talk about tools which you can use to manage many of your resources, things which are helping you in your daily life in Azure, and also about deployment tools. First one, something which we already know, it's Azure Portal. I will get back to this one first. We will also talk about Azure Arc, Azure CLI, which stands for Azure Command Line Interface, Azure PowerShell, Azure Resource Manager ARM, Azure DevOps, and Infrastructure as a Code IAC. The first one we will talk about Azure Portal. It's something we have been used extensively. You know it already very well. That's a web-based unified console for managing Azure resources, and it has a graphical user interface. So when we have been here on portalazure.com, this is actually Azure Portal. And this is actually web interface, but you can also use as a desktop app. Maybe you have seen in the top, in the bar, there is an icon, you can install Microsoft Azure Portal. If I click this and I click install, what will happen? I will get it as my desktop application, and I can also pin it here, right? So I can use it here. I can go to my resource group and everything will be working, and then it will be in my launchpad at that. Okay, so this is a web-based, but with this icon you can use it, or when you close it, you can just click. Wait, I will now close it, and then I see a pop-up opening up. So I can also use this as a desktop app on Windows and Mac OS. It will work completely fine. So that's one about Azure Portal. What you can do with this? You can manage resources. We have been creating resources. We have been doing its configurations. We have been deleting resources. We have been monitoring resources. This is all what you can see. Dashboards. You can make different types of dashboards. You can make access control, whether it's a role-based or you just manage users, or you can security settings. Service management, such as if you want to get a support or check Azure Service Health, or you want to monitor some services. Cost management, billing, cost analysis, budget alerts also is in Azure Portal, and development tools, Cloud, Shell, Bash, PowerShell, API management, marketplace. Actually, everything you can do in Azure, it starts with Azure Portal. And we already know it's a web-based, and we know we have this icon. It's basically all these things we have seen. So when I have been selecting some of those here, like Azure databases, load balancer, network security groups, virtual machines, so you can access all those things from Azure Portal. I can also make some go between resources which are recent and favorite. I just added them as a favorite, but I can make it unfavorite, and by default you would get something like this. And then you can select those on which you want to make a favorite. If you select them, then you will have the list of favorite here, which you can access like this. Okay, so this part you have seen. Also, when you click more services, you get lots of everything. Definitely more than we could do in this class and even the course. You can click here to create a resource, and then you will get this kind of view. You can also navigate from here to resource groups, to all resources, dashboards. Yeah, for example, here you can get some dashboards, whatever. One moment, maybe if I can see something which I can show. yeah, from here I can access from all my also, yeah, in this case application inside. From the dashboard I can create a dashboard, but this is a bit outside of Azure portal yeah, Azure portal class. However, if I would create one, for example, I can just create a SQL data. Yeah, I delete all my resources. For example, help on the SQL data, but on application inside I still have some sample dashboard. Up. And then I get lots of things which are already pre-configured for me, and then I can yeah, I can get very handy dashboard showing lots of things. I think here we don't get anything, no data, I think for this, but it was just a sample. So you can have a dashboard discovered. You can get some of the tools. By the way, we have seen that it's mostly web app, and if you are watching closely, it's also a desktop app, but there is also mobile application for Google Play or for in the App Store, but in the App Store this is only for iPhone and iPad. But we are smart and we can use this one. It's called Progressive Web Application. That's how they design it in Azure. So you can also use this as a desktop app. Yeah, here. So now I get back to my portal Azure and I continue discovery. So all this panel we have seen already. Now this you have seen also. So here you can create resources or access some of the most popular services. Here you can connect with some other Microsoft Cloud services which are outside of the Azure, because Azure is only one having all these functions, and there are many, but don't worry. Here I can go to my settings, sign in. I can get yeah, my profile. Here I can give a feedback, at least at this point of time. Support, settings for this Azure you can go through if you want. Notifications and the PowerShell, which I can execute straight away from here. As you can see, everything is very modular, well designed. Here you can just search through. When I say resource group, you can search through, and if I can see more or all, I can get it like this. Or resource group. When I click this button, I can also see all. Oops, sorry. And I can switch between those. Click more and then go through around. And then Copilot, very good. For example, I want to create a storage account. Can you help me how to do so? Yeah, and then I will get all the steps. So this is very useful. If you don't know how to start because it's too much for you, ask Copilot. Copilot has a fantastic tool. And then I'm getting some kind of counter question how to clarify some of the most widely used things. Copilot is just AI, it's the Microsoft AI agent. So yeah, that's it. I hope you liked the class. And the next one I will talk about Azure Arc, but it will be in the next recording. See you there.